Welcome to Down the Barrel Podcast with Jimmy and Dino. Get ready to dive into the wild world of Minnesota hunting, trapping, and wildlife. We'll be chatting with some folks who protect, manage, and promote the great outdoors. But don't worry, we'll also have some laughs as we chat about guns, whiskey, and anything else that catches our eye. So grab a drink, sit back, and get ready for a good time. Down the Barrel Podcast is brought to you by the Minnesota Deer Hunters Association
and Wolf.Report. Wolf.Report, a platform dedicated to elevating the voices of Minnesota hunters, trappers, and outdoor enthusiasts. Join us in advocating for responsible wolf management in Minnesota. Share your reports, photos, and stories, and together we will ensure that they are seen by all.
The Minnesota Deer Hunters Association, protecting the future of deer and deer hunting through habitat, education, advocacy, and legislation.
The Minnesota Deer Hunters Association and Wolf.Report proudly sponsor this podcast. However, please note that the opinions, topics, and guests featured may not necessarily align with the views, beliefs, goals, or mission of our sponsors.
All right, so we're back. So fishing openers coming up this weekend, 2024.
Yes, it is.
What do you have anything planned?
I do, actually. I'm heading up to the Boundary Waters. That's kind of what I do every year.
Yeah.
I've been doing that since 1990. So, I will be going up there.
It's a long time.
On Thursday.
Okay.
Heading up a little before so I can get up there and get set up and do a little fishing come Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Just a short trip. That's what I do. Go up there. I don't do much for walleye fishing, but I like to sneak to the backwater lakes and do some northern and bass fishing. I have a great time.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So I've never been to the Boundary Waters. I know it's a shame. I can't paddle for nothing. I think the one time I tried to paddle a canoe, I just went in a circle. Actually, I think, no, you and I were
in kayaks.
Yeah. And,
you complain the whole time.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, yeah. Exactly. So what side of the Boundary Waters do you tend to go into?
Well, I've kind of been all over the Boundary Waters those few years since 1990. That's a couple of years. I started going in over I like to go around Ely, but the last few years I've been kind of going in and out of Orr, because to me, Orr is what Ely used to be. Ely has kind of turned into a little bit of a tourist place, which is good for them. Okay. And I still like Ely, but I like the little quieter side of the Boundary Waters. So I find places that are quiet and I can get out and be alone and be in the woods and explore, do some shed hunting, do some fishing, have a good time.
Well, that's pretty cool. So the good thing about this time of year, typically there's no bugs, right? I mean, I've only had a few mosquitoes.
Last year with the weird warm weather we've been having, I did run into a section of sandflies I've been running into. Usually we don't run into any bugs at all, but the last couple of years we've run into some sandflies.
Really? Gosh, so this year with the extremely warm.
Yeah, it's possible, but it was a dry winter, so maybe I'll get lucky and not have to deal with the sandflies. And generally where I camp, I don't have much of a problem, but along the rivers, sometimes you do run into them.
Okay. So wildlife, do you see a lot of wildlife up there?
We see a lot of birds. When I was going in the 90s, we'd see moose every time. Although I will say, 2-3 years ago, I did see a great big black wolf along the riverbank, just checking us out. It was the coolest thing.
Really?
That's probably about the biggest wildlife I've seen in 10 years. I mean, you see deer here and there, grouse, eagles, all the birds, beavers, obviously.
Right.
And we used to see moose. Moose used to be almost a nuisance when we went up there in the 90s. They'd come through the camp, banging the canoes over, but anymore, I haven't seen them. I haven't seen a moose since probably mid to late 90s.
Is it because of the area you're in, or just because of the moose population in general and everything?
I would have to guess it was the moose population, because I went many years to that same area and never saw the moose again.
Yeah. Huh. Well, I know the one time we were up, where were we? We were doing some barge work up there. Was it Lost Lake?
No, I think it was right outside of Ely.
Yeah.
For some reason, I don't think it was Burnside, but
I think it was pretty close to that.
It was.
Actually, yeah. And
was it Burnside?
Yes, I believe it was. I just remember just seeing all the guides bringing in all the, canoes and granted it was later time of year, but man, just the amount of people, when you talk about the tourism in the Ely area,
right?
I would say that,
things were different back even in the 90s when I started going. Things were way different. You'd apply via mail, they'd mail you your permit, and you just go in. And then, things changed. You have to stop at the ranger station, watch the videos, which is fine, whatever. And then that was fine. And then when COVID hit, they canceled it for 1 year, and that's the only year I've missed. Why? I don't know. You couldn't go to the Boundary Waters in the middle of the woods because of COVID.
Right.
Explain that to me. I don't know. But so I've missed 1 year since 1990, and it was ridiculous. And then since then, there's a lot more people going up there. I don't know why, but it's tougher to get a permit, and you just see more people. And
since COVID,
it changed.
Well, just kind of like
what people do.
Camping and everything.
Yeah,
I mean, sure seemed like camping reservations and everything is worse since COVID. People are. I guess it's good for the outdoors because people are getting outdoors.
I don't know if it's good for the outdoors because up there, you get a lot more people, doing things they shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, that's true.
And littering.
Yep.
I'm a little protective of the Boundary Waters, so that's kind of annoying.
So how does the permit thing work? I mean, obviously don't go into detail.
Well, basically there's, I don't know exact number, but there's many, many entry points into the Boundary Waters. And each one of those entry points has rules. Some of them like the one I'm going in is pretty restrictive. It only lets one group in every other day.
Oh,
that's very restrictive.
Yeah.
Because, some of the main routes will let in, up to 30 groups every day.
Wow.
And those are the groups that I was going in initially, and we never ran into people, but anymore in the last 10 years, it's like a traffic jam on some of those portages.
Oh, I bet. So so obviously go in, you got your canoe, you paddle in, you do some portages. How do you pick the campsites? Do you pick them prior to, or
no? You just look at a map. You kind of get an idea how many campsites are in a given location, and you just hope you get one of them.
Okay, so pretty much first come, first
serve. And I've run into those situations where if you don't get up there early enough, you get to a lake in the evening hours, you're just SOL, and then you got to go on to the next lake, and then you're really hurting you.
So you definitely, obviously, you pretty much have to find a campsite because for fire and just a
you're only allowed.
Spot.
You can't.
Oh, you can't camp anywhere.
And 99% of the spots up there, you can't just camp anywhere. True. You have to go to a Forest Service designated campsite because they have fire grates and a latrine out back. Kind of like the ones in Voyagers.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Huh.
So the best rule is pick your campsite by 3 p.m.
Get there by 3 p.m.
Right. Otherwise, you might be struggling.
Huh. Well, that's pretty cool. It's always something I've wanted. I mean, a lot of people have told me, you got to do it at least once.
You should.
I should have done it.
I've asked you many times.
10, 15 years ago.
Right.
But
it's a hoot. I love it. I mean, it's a little work to get in there, but once you're in there and there's nobody around and you got an entire lake to yourself, it's pretty awesome.
That would be cool. We should do that. Maybe next year.
Why don't you come Thursday? I'm going on Thursday.
Right.
I can bring you.
That's it. I'm leaving.
You can sit in the middle of the canoe.
Thursday to Monday. I'm going.
Boom.
Don't care.
It'll be a hoot.
So do you pretty much only go fishing opener? I know you've gone at maybe one or two other times in the year.
I've went basically all out through the year.
Yep.
My favorite times are May or October because of the bugs.
Oh, true.
And the fishing is better.
Right.
I've been up there in June. I've been up there in July. I've been up there in August. And I enjoy them all, but the bugs in June are nightmarish.
Yeah.
July and August are just so hot. The fishing's not that great, but the swimming is great. The kids love it that time. That's usually when I take the kids. But for my personal trips, I go in May or October, and it's awesome because there's way less bugs. There's not that many leaves up, so you can hike all over the woods, look for sheds. And October is great because you can actually do a little grouse hunting or even duck hunting if you wanted to.
Okay. So you can actually hunt there as well.
Oh, yeah. You can hunt in the Boundary Waters.
Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. So obviously, if you're going in early May and late October, there's always a chance for that crazy snow.
I have
wake
been
up with a little bit of snow.
Yeah, I'm not so much in October, but in May, I've definitely had plenty of snow. Lots. Well, a lot more back in the 90s. We always had snow. It seemed like we'd get some really nasty cold temps. And the last 5 to 10 years, the temps have been actually pretty decent. I think I've had maybe 1 year where I ran into some snowy kind of weather.
Any risk of ice on some of the lakes? Wasn't it a few years ago that I remember you going up and you were wondering if the lakes are going to be open?
Well,
they opened like a few days before you went.
Well, that happens. What was it? I forget what year, maybe 2017, somewhere in there. I went up to a lake and I got stuck on one side of the lake because the ice flow. When I came into the lake, the ice was on the other side. I pulled off to the side, found a campsite, and then kind of just hunkered down a little bit. And then within that day, the ice moved down and locked me into that campsite. So I couldn't move. So I was stranded there for about 3-4 days, which was fine. I just didn't get to do any fishing, but the hiking was great. I saw all kinds of, bones, I will say, because there was a lot of wolves in that area. There's a lot of moose kill and deer kill, but it was still fun. And then back in the 90s, it was nothing to go up there early May and see half the lake still frozen over.
Wow. So then you just hit a campsite and obviously just camp because,
you just
wasn't thick
try
enough
to stay
be
warm.
Safe. Yeah.
So you just try to stay warm. And then it's usually, back then it was awesome fishing, then walleyes.
Yeah.
We did a lot of walleye fishing back then. But
Well, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I wish I was going with you, but
you have any plans this
weekend? Not
weekend?
the cards this year. Not really. I honestly, typically, I help a guy put in docks and boat lifts on fishing opener.
Oh, yeah.
I think I've done that the last 3-4 years. I've typically worked on fishing opener. And when I first moved up here, we went out all the time, and it was great, but a lot of people, and I didn't enjoy it as much. There's just too many boats.
Right.
You'd have to, if you weren't the first at the landing on fishing opener, it was just horrible.
Yeah.
Just pretty horrible. So I typically wait till, maybe even next weekend. And it kind of depends on the weather. I might take, I haven't even got the boat out yet because the yard's so wet. But if it does warm up a little bit, although we're supposed to get a little bit of rain, but if it warms up just enough, I might take the wife and kids out and hit our little honey hole lake and just see if we can do a little bit of fishing.
Yeah. So
I'm not that good at walleye fishing. So,
well, I tell you what, it's not as easy as it used to be around here.
Yeah.
That's a tough game anymore, especially with new regs on Mille Lacs.
Oh, for sure. So yeah, Mille Lacs has got catch and release only from,
not
this
until
weekend
like
until August 15th.
Right.
And then after that, it was only, you could keep one between 18 and 23, and then one over 28 or 26 inches, something like that.
That's some tough regs. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that, I can't imagine like the resorts on there. That must make them struggle a little bit, I would imagine.
Well, right. Mille Lacs has obviously got so many other, species of fish, but honestly, what do people fish for?
Well, at Mille Lacs,
opening weekend,
they like to go for walleyes.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. In Winnie, I saw there was actually, I think it was just a sunfish limit, which changed a little bit. Yeah, which if you have a boat full of people, 5 panfish, that's still a good, decent limit. Oh, for sure. And
although I can remember when it was 40.
That would be crazy. I remember ice fishing one time, and we were, was it panfish or was it perch? I know we didn't, I don't know. We came home with a mixture, and it was probably 50 plus fish, and we were cleaning fish for hours, and I was done after about the first hour, and we were only a quarter of the way done. I was like, why did we keep so many?
Right. You get excited, and you just like, we're doing great.
Right.
Now, me, I like, one of my personal favorites is bass.
Yes.
I love bass in Northern, and that's what I'll be after this weekend. So I'll be eating plenty of that, I'm guessing.
I guess I prefer bass fishing. That's what I grew up doing. I just love the cast and everything else, and I'm used to it. I can usually get on bass a lot quicker. Walleye fishing, a little bit more difficult to do it the right way, to do it the easy way, I guess, in a way. I don't know if right way is
it's just so
word,
much. But, to me, it seems a lot more difficult these days than it used to be.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big lake fisherman. I don't go to the big lakes. I like to stick to the small lakes. So that's probably why.
I like going to Leech and Winnie every now and then.
Yeah.
With the big boat, it makes it a lot easier. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I guess I need some fishing tips. So anybody wants to take me out fishing, take us out fishing,
right?
Down the barrel fishing day would be really cool.
Boom. Come on, maybe we should get a fishing guide on here.
Yeah, we might know a few.
I bet we probably do.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. We'll get some photos and put us on some good fish.
Yeah, some really nice walleyes. Yeah.
I've actually been out with Rod Dimich fishing a few years. Well, I guess probably been more than a few. My dad and I.
I think I remember you guys going.
Yeah, we had Rod as a guide, and man, we had a really good time. We had Nick one time too.
Did he put you on some fish?
Oh yes, and it was funny. We the one time we went up to Red right away because that's where they were at, and man, I bet we filled out within just a couple hours. It was pretty easy.
Yeah, I could go for one of those days.
Yeah, and then the next time we went, we started up by North Home on a lake, on Island Lake, I believe it was, which I've been back to a few times. And if you haven't been to Island Lake, it is one of the clearest lakes around. I mean, you can see 20 feet down. It's awesome. Some people probably say, oh, you're giving away all the secrets. Well, trust me, everybody knows what Island Lake is. And then, so we caught a few there. Just, wasn't hitting as good. So we burned up to Red and filled out there. So it was a really good day. Really cool.
Yeah. Speaking of Red, there's some controversy up there too now.
I've heard a little bit about it. I haven't read a whole lot.
Yeah, I haven't heard a lot lately. I don't know what's going on with it. Something about the Red Lake Nation and Red Lake Homeowners Association. Kind of the Red Lake Nation wants to pretty much take all of the Red Lake, both of them, I should say, upper and lower.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like the people up in Washkish and Kelly are really too happy with that.
No, definitely not. Something about, so there's a bill in legislation, House File 4780, seeks to transfer the Red Lake Band of Chippewa Indians without payment, all state-owned land and real property within 1 mile lakeshore of the portion of Upper Red Lake that is in state ownership.
Right.
And there's a whole lot of stuff here.
Yeah, and that thing that I printed out there, I believe that was from the Red Lake Property Owners Association or something like that. And that was their official statement. And I did read through it a few times. And I mean, it is one-sided. I don't know all the details, but they sure seem to make their case quite well. I guess I don't understand why there needs to be a change. Everything seems to be fine. That I've been up there a few times, and
the basis for the land transfer is to rectify what is claimed to be fraudulent acts by the United States in connection with the 1889-1890 Nelson Act and Agreement. The facts and the law simply don't support this claim. So, land back transfer.
Well, yeah, and they make their case quite well. I read that a couple times, and I mean, to me, from one side, it seems like it makes a lot of sense why they should just leave things alone.
Right. Well, okay, so what did I say? 1889?
The Nelson Act, yeah. And the Nelson Act wasn't a treaty, so it was a legit act where they brought literally all the male members of the tribe back then, and some representatives of the U.S. government, and signed this agreement, basically making the lines where they are today.
Yep.
And I think the argument that, from my understanding, is the tribe is saying that there was some other drawing of the property lines that nobody can find that included the Upper Red Lake.
Huh.
And all the actual facts of the case, from my understanding, with even descriptions with miles, back up where the lines are today. So I can see where it's a complicated issue. And it just seems to me like honestly, a waste of time.
Right.
Just leave it the way it is.
I don't get it. I mean, some things need to be changed, but honestly, with this, I don't see what the benefit's going to be.
Well, I say, I understand, fixing, things that were if you were taking advantage of or, historical wrongs, but if you don't have the proof, I mean, I'm sorry. You can't just claim something without any proof.
Right.
If you can come up with that old line drawing or whatever, but I don't know. If you read at least the official release from the homeowners or property owners association, whatever it is, it seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Yeah. So do your research, come up with it, see what you guys think. But yeah, I don't necessarily agree with it either.
Well, I mean, I get it. And I get where the tribes are coming from. I'm sure they were wronged in many ways, but this one seems cut and dry to me.
Yeah.
From what I read, obviously that's not everything. So if you know better, share it on wherever you're listening to this so we can learn ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. I was looking at some of the new fishing regs, and obviously the Mille Axe, Red Lakes has been in the news. E-licenses. I don't remember before where.
Oh, I think that's new.
Yeah, to where you could actually utilize that.
I think that was actually in one of the legislatures this year almost.
That's kind of what I thought too. Yeah.
Because I always would, I always buy mine online ahead of time because I forget. I get that and I print it out and I put it in my fishing bag or whatever.
Yeah, I've printed out a few of them and then they end up getting wet or humid.
And I always thought, why can't I just keep this on my phone and show it to them? And honestly, I think they would almost let you do it.
Yeah, and honestly, the last couple of years, I've downloaded the PDF and whatnot, saved it on my phone for that fact that I forgot my license or it got wet, whatever the case may be, and especially for fishing and just your regular hunting license until you have a tag permit.
Right.
Like in some of the other states where they have a tag permit. I'd like to see Minnesota go to that, to where your license can be the e-license or anything like that, and then have to where you have to print out your tag or get your tag mailed to you, for
right. It's 21st century. I mean, I think you should be able to do that. If you can buy it online, you should be able to show it online.
Exactly. Yeah. Because
now tags, obviously, I get that.
Yeah.
You have to get something, or there's got to be something there, and they can send you that. But everything else, show it on your phone. I show my car insurance on my phone.
Exactly.
And,
right. Yeah.
Why not?
I still got to think getting ours printed, although we could probably save 10% or something. Yeah.
Last time I got pulled over, I showed them my phone. There was no problem. It was highway patrol. They didn't care.
Well, that's good, especially from a highway patrol.
Yeah. Thank God I remember the password.
Exactly.
It was all luck.
Yeah. So this year, 2024, Governor's Opener is in Lake City, Minnesota on Lake Pepin. I had no idea Lake Pepin is part of the Mississippi River, which still confuses me by having lakes on the river. I mean, the way it looks on the map, I get the Mississippi cuts through Pokag and a few of the others in a way, but I don't know. Lake Pepin's kind of just different to me. So it's a 22-mile long, 2-mile wide natural broadening of the Mississippi, covering 30,000 acres. Natural like lake of stunning lake. Beauty. Yeah, it sounds really cool. I've heard a lot of people, down in that area. I've talked to a few here and there and said it's beautiful. I think it'd be really cool to go to.
Yeah, what if they got campgrounds on it?
Yeah, I bet they do.
Should check it out.
Actually, I think when I was looking today at it said Lake Pepin Campground. I swear it said that.
If it's that big of a lake, I guess I'd be surprised.
Yeah, well, that's quite the distance to go, but because you know where Lake City is, right?
Not really.
Down by Wabasha, area.
Oh, yeah.
So you know what was famous for Wabasha?
What was famous for Wabasha?
Well, Grumpy Old Man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was that area.
I hope I'm like the Grumpy Old Man someday.
Kind of are.
God, I hope so. It's going to be so awesome.
So a little bit about the governor's fishing
on the border, huh?
Right, yeah. It covers the border. So it stretches from Wabasha. Where does it go north at? Where is that? Red Wing? Yeah, pretty much Red Wing to Wabasha, right? Pretty close to it.
Yeah, to Winona almost.
Well, I don't know if Lake Pepin goes that far, does it?
Oh, no, you're right. Yeah, Wabasha.
Yeah, Red Wing to Wabasha.
Yeah. Yeah, so, that's a pretty big section of the Mississippi.
And it's unique how the state, obviously, it's the border down there too. So that's pretty cool.
Right. So stay on the Minnesota side, Governor. Otherwise, you could get fined.
Definitely. So a little bit of history, just, for those history people. I printed this out so that way I could remember it.
Oh, go for it.
The Minnesota Governor's Fishing Opener, and I did not know this, has been a tradition in Minnesota since 1948.
Wow.
You believe that?
That's a long time.
It was designed to improve Minnesota's economy, development, promotional, state recreation opportunities, especially fishing, obviously. The first opener was a cooperative promotion between the state's resort industry, media, and public officials. It was kind of cool. So, yeah, it obviously, fishing opener, big deal up here. Kicks off, summer, which I think is kind of funny. It kicks off summer, but yet school doesn't get out until, Memorial Day, but
right.
Still, typically, I don't remember. So that, like as we said earlier, there's a few fishing openers where it's pretty close. Ice out was questionable on some of the big lakes, but it seems like it's always, at least since I've been here, it's
if you're pretty much out. Southern Minnesota, you're safe down there.
Yeah, for sure.
It's usually always out by fishing opener. Up here, sometimes you can run into a little bit of ice, but this year we're fine.
Yeah.
It's been open for weeks now.
Yeah, and I heard a few reports that they say it's going to be a really good opener just because since ice has been out for so long, the water temps are at a good level. So we should be,
Yeah. I'm a little concerned about water levels.
Yes.
Although with the rain we've had the last week or two.
A lot of rain, yeah.
That should help because where I'm going up in the Boundary Waters this weekend, you can run into some issues with that where you're paddling in 6 inches of water.
Wow.
So I'm hoping I don't have to drag the canoe too much.
Yeah, exactly. So one of my favorite fishing experiences, this wasn't fishing opener, but just going to talk about it, was we did a charter boat on Superior 2 years ago with the family. My dad came up and we went over to Lake Superior and fished on Superior. That was cool.
What'd you fish for?
Pretty much anything, but let's see, some trout, lake trout. What else did we catch? I don't think we caught any walleyes.
Any salmon?
I do believe we did catch a salmon. Yep.
I know you had a few of those in Superior. I've never fished Superior, but I always thought it'd be a hoot.
I always wanted to as well, but I always was afraid my boat's too small. Drive down to Duluth and those those waves are crazy.
Boats up there.
We got a charter, and I believe it was a Happy Hooker Charters. So, and they did an excellent job and put us on the fish right away, and it was awesome. Yeah. We had a blast. I would love to be able to do that every few years.
Yeah, that would be a hoot.
If you haven't ever fished Superior, I would recommend getting a charter, saving a little bit of money, getting a charter and going out there.
So is that basically just like trolling along?
Yeah. So it was really pretty cool. I mean, they're big boats and they put out, I don't even know it, but they put out boards.
Yeah, the planing boards.
Yeah, the planing boards and everything. And you just kind of troll it along and I mean,
when you get to reel it in.
Yeah. They kind of set the hook in a way, which honestly with the planing boards, it almost sets itself.
Right.
So they pretty much set the hook and they give you the rod and you reel it in. But I don't know. It's still pretty cool since I don't have the luxury of having a big boat like that and nowhere to go. And, we're fishing in whatever, 100 feet of water.
Right.
That's the only way I could do it. So it was really pretty neat. I would recommend that to anyone who wants to do that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Only fishing I've done like that is down in St. Thomas. I've done a lot of fishing down there, and it's exactly like that, just trolling around, catching stuff.
Yeah.
Only difference down there is you got to reel it in really fast because the sharks will eat it.
Yeah, there's no sharks at Superior.
No.
Not yet.
Well, not that we know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that'd be a hoot.
Yeah, that was really fun. I enjoyed that, and so I'm waiting to save up a little bit of cash and see if I can go back one of these days. Yeah.
Maybe DTB will have to take a trip down there.
Exactly. Oh, DTB day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Fishing day.
On Superior. Boom. I bet we even know talking big lakes or big fishing, we might have to make a trip to Alaska.
Do they have big lakes in Alaska?
Well,
I know they got lakes in Alaska.
They got big ocean in Alaska.
Yeah, that is very big. But I'd be down with some halibut fishing.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think
them suckers are good.
Yeah, we might know a few guides that kind of go up there.
Yeah, in like July, I heard there's going to be one up there.
Yeah. Huh.
Maybe I'll give us a discounted river trip.
We may have to look at our vacation schedule.
Kick-ass jet boat they have.
Yes, the kick-ass jet boat.
Yeah.
What if they named it yet?
I don't know.
We'll have to ask them.
Debbie.
Debbie, the kick-ass jet boat.
The kick-ass jet boat in Alaska.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, we're going to Alaska in July. JJ's Barge Service, servicing Itasca Lakes for over a decade.
Your premier boat lift, dock, and shoreline restoration company in the area.
Specializing in beach sand, riprap, and all your heavy haul needs.
Choose experience with JJ's Barge Service, 218-244-5194. All right, so Mother's Day's this weekend.
Yeah.
Sunday,
right?
Sunday? Saturday? Sunday.
I think it's always on Sunday, isn't it?
I think it is Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So guys, get your
I should look at the calendar. Right, get your flowers ordered.
Yeah,
get your get your gift card to the flower shops. That's always the best gift.
Yeah, it really gets you a lot of points.
It does,
especially
because
when you're fishing.
Then they can get whatever they want.
Right.
I know my wife loves the gift card to to a flower shop and everything like that.
Yeah. So don't forget.
Exactly.
Don't forget Mom.
Don't forget. Also, what's really cool, I didn't realize this. I saw it today on email. Minnesota moms, funny, moms who live in Minnesota. So there's a free virtual fishing challenge Saturday, May 11th through Sunday, May 12th on Take a Mom Fishing this weekend, to where they can participate without a fishing license. Obviously, they don't have to participate in the free virtual fishing challenge, but it is Take Your Mom Fishing. So any mom out there, they do not need a fishing license. On Saturday. Yep.
Right.
Yep. To fish. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, moms, get out there and do some fishing. Take your kids out there. They'll remember it forever.
Oh, exactly. I might even, depending on the weather, like I said, if it's really nice, maybe we'll do a little bit of fishing and enter in the virtual fishing challenge.
There you go.
Because I know there were some prizes. I don't remember all what they were, but there were some, some nice little contest.
Well.
Yeah, why not?
Well, if you guys go fishing.
Yeah, if we go fishing, if I can get the boat out of the shed. It's kind of wet, but we'll give it a whirl. But so upcoming this summer, actually more recent news. We should do that.
Okay.
Bear permits closed, right?
Yeah, on the 3rd they're done. So if you didn't get your lottery permit in, you're kind of SOL unless you get a bonus tag, or what do they call them? Surplus tag.
Surplus. When did those go on?
Oh, geez.
Or did they already?
Like June 1st or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's not for a while.
Gotcha. Speaking of bear, our neighbors saw it, and they've got some really good pictures of it. My picture was horrible, but we had a bear, and I don't know if it was the same bear that came into my place. It kind of looked like it, but anyways, it was up in this tree. I mean, I'm talking 50 feet up in this tree. Yeah. I could not believe where it was perched. This bear was perched. I couldn't believe that it was even there. I mean, it was nuts.
Yeah. So do your part. If you got your permit, or you get your permit, good on you.
Yeah.
If you did, get out there and help control that population, because there's a lot of them this year.
Yes.
If not, look for those surplus tags in your area.
Yeah, we'll hopefully be able to get a better date on that, and maybe let you guys know on
I'm not 100% on the surplus tags. I can't remember. I'm just hoping I get mine this year. But
yeah, that'd be
do your
cool.
part. And take your mom out
fishing.
Yeah,
because
that's what the topic is this week.
Right.
Fishing.
Yeah, exactly. Turkey season's happening.
I have not been out, but I did get a turkey on my trail cam the other day, which
you did
is rare for me where I live.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it wasn't one of my turkeys, because they're quite a ways away from that camera.
I think that one, if I remember, it definitely wasn't as large as your turkeys. So it had to be a wild turkey.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about going out there and doing some calling, see if I can get that guy to come in.
That would be pretty neat.
And then, hopefully eat them.
Yeah. I about smoked a turkey on the way into work the other day. This turkey's been suicidal for weeks now. On the road, it just slowly walks in front of your vehicle. So you got to come to a stop, because, it's a big turkey. So I don't want to hit it because I know it's going to cause damage. So, and it just slowly walks across. You got to come to complete.
Is that a wild turkey? Or
it is a wild turkey.
Really?
I've seen it in 4 different spots within probably a 3 to 4 mile radius. So I'm assuming it's the same turkey. It looks similar.
Sounds like maybe you need to hunt in that area then. Is there any public land there?
There is a little bit of public land.
Boom. There you go.
I didn't get my turkey license.
What area is it in?
I'm in a totally different area.
Are you in a different area than mine? Because I'm in a huge area.
Oh. I know I'm in a different area for bear.
Well, then for bear you are, but I think turkey we're in the same.
That could be. Turkey might be a larger area. So I guess I'd have to look.
You should, because I'd like to get one. Yeah. With my crossbow.
Crossbow, yes.
Yes, there's nothing wrong with killing a turkey with a crossbow, no matter what somebody says.
Nothing wrong with killing a deer with a crossbow.
There's nothing wrong with killing anything with a crossbow.
Correct. Because it's a crossbow. We should repeat that louder for the kids in the back. Crossbow.
Yeah, bows are all right. Compounds are right. Traditional is all right.
I would like to shoot my crossbow more this summer along with my compound.
I'm going to definitely shoot my compound. I've kind of been slacking for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
This year, we got to get out and do some 3D shooting.
We do.
Mm-hmm.
We got to do it more.
I'd love to upgrade my bow, but God damn, those things are expensive these days.
Dude, it's ridiculous. I got lucky, knock on wood.
Yeah, you did.
That I won the bow, so I can't complain. And the sad part is about the only thing I complain about is the bow can complain that I don't shoot it enough.
Yeah, I mean, I contacted a dealer the other day. I won't say who. In northern Minnesota, they sell lots of different kinds of bows. And I asked him, hey, I was looking at this bow and I'd like you to set it up this way, that way, no sight, but a rest, and just how I like it. Yeah. And that thing was $2,400. Wow.
I'm looking at buying a new gun.
Yeah.
A long range gun. I'm not going crazy.
Right. Just a standard, normal range.
Yeah. And I'm only looking at barely 800, and then
that seems.
I'm only looking at maybe putting in $1,200 into it.
$1,200 seems perfectly reasonable to me. Yeah, even for a new bow.
Yeah,
$1,500 fully set up. But I mean, this price they quoted me was $2,400. Wow. No sight.
No sight.
And my sights that I like are $300-$400.
Yeah, exactly. HHA, right?
Yeah, definitely HHA. It's the only one I use.
Man. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so needless to say, I will probably not get a new bow this year.
Yeah, I think I might buy a few arrows.
That's probably a good idea.
I did get one of those jacked gear.
Oh, yeah.
Slings.
The slings. I've been wanting to get one of those too.
Oh, dude, I put it on. Granted, I haven't, walked around a whole lot with it, haven't truly tested it. But I put it on, and I tell you what, that thing seems pretty awesome.
Yeah,
I'm impressed with it.
I kind of want to check yours out.
Yeah,
since you have a newer bow and you have the jack sling, I kind of want to see how it works on the range.
Yeah, I'm hoping I have it set up correctly. Watched a few videos because, of course, every bow is a little bit different. So I think I have it pretty well from everything that they said. So yeah, I'm excited to get to the range and try it out.
Right, for sure. Which we got to do.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and we have to get to the rifle range because I just put together a brand new rifle.
Yeah. Well, what did you put together?
I put together a APF Alex Pro Firearms 350 Legend. So it's a modern sporting rifle.
Straight wall cartridge.
Mm-hmm. I put that together. So I got the upper and then I got the lower. And so it is APF upper and a lower, a complete lower that was already set up. And so then I swapped out the buttstock on it, right, because I wanted something a little bit better than just the regular buttstock. And then it does have a adjustable cheek well on it. And then I switched out the grip because I prefer a little bit different angle grip. And then I did choose everything. So the rifle itself is all black. Right. But I wanted to add a little bit of color to it. So I got the buttstock and the grip and FDE.
Okay.
And then I also added some M-Lock. They're just kind of fillers, M-LOK fillers and FDE. So I've got those added on. And then I added a Nikon 3x9, 9x40 scope to it.
Oh, that's the way to go.
So yeah, because it's kind of a, that 200 yard, rifle. So I think that 3x9 would be excellent for,
perfect
especially up here.
And I like those Nikon scopes, honestly. I was looking through all mine the other day, and I picked up one. I was like, yeah, this one works great for me. And it was a Nikon.
Yeah. The sad part is Nikon doesn't make scopes anymore.
That is sad because I literally went through all my guns the other day and I looked through every scope, and that is the one I was like,
yep,
boom, that's
clear
the
as
one.
Glass. Oh,
right there.
Great. Yeah.
Right there.
So Sig Sauer picked up the Buckmaster line, that Nikon dropped.
Yep.
And they are nice. I still would say, the Nikons are just that little bit above. I have a few Bushnells that I like, but man, I sure do like.
I like
Nikon
some Vortex too.
Yeah, but Vortex are really nice.
My Nikon, my next one was gonna be the Nikon until you just told me that.
Yep. Yeah, and you can't find them.
Yeah,
you honestly can't find them.
That's a bummer. But yeah, I'd like to get out and do some shooting. I have an APF. I need to put a red dot on.
Yeah,
I think you said you had one out there at the shop.
I do.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to do that because I don't have a sight on that 5.5. What is it? 5.56.
Yeah, it is a 5.56 pistol. Yep.
Yeah. I need to throw one on there because that's still naked.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Mm-hmm. We'll have to do that. Maybe we'll get some pictures of a range day coming up here.
Yeah.
And I want to get my son out shooting that 350 Legend. I think that'd be really neat.
For sure.
So yeah, and then, talked a little bit about turkey calling. We need to do some predator control coming up here.
I'm ready to do it behind my house. I've been getting lots of pictures of coyotes back there. Lots of pictures of deer too. But I would like to get a couple of those coyotes out of there because every fall there's at least a pack or two of them back there. Yeah.
Well, and then this time of year, so from what did I read, May to June is obviously, fawn.
Right.
When fawns are,
right.
Being born more often than not. And, they tell us, don't touch the fawns, whatever the case may be. But now is the time, do some predator control, at least on the coyote. Obviously the coyote end of it.
Right. We should definitely pick a day and do that at my place.
Yeah, exactly. So with that predator control, wolf legislation.
Yeah. I believe the U.S. House just passed the Trust the Science Act, didn't they?
Yeah, to delist the gray wolf.
Right. And that's just in the House. I mean, obviously it didn't go through the Senate or the president yet, but it's something. They moved in the right direction.
It's definitely a step. Stauber's been, really pushing that.
Right.
For, what is it, the 8th district, I believe is what we are.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, yep. So he's really been pushing that, doing some meetings and everything. We've talked about that off and on. So hopefully that will,
follow through the Senate.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I have my doubts. And I think Biden already said he'd block it, but
he did. At least
maybe if it gets enough support, maybe. I mean,
maybe things can
maybe
be
they'll trust the science.
Right. Exactly. So that would be awesome because if we can get that at the federal level, then maybe things will fall into suit.
If we can get it at
the
federal level, then I think we're probably golden. I mean,
yeah,
I think it would be worlds ahead of where we are now.
Oh, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, then there's absolutely no reason why we shouldn't be able to have one if it's at the federal level.
Right.
So for those that don't know, which I'm sure most of our listeners know exactly what this means, the Trust the Science Act basically states that it would reinstate the 2020 final rule and exempt the rule from the judicial review. So we would take the gray wolf off the Endangered Species Act.
Right.
And it would not allow judicial review.
Right.
Like from a
California
district
judge.
court in California.
Right.
Exactly. So
do they even have gray wolves?
Not to my knowledge.
I have no idea, but I'm guessing if they do, it's maybe like 4.
Or in a zoo.
Right.
Yeah, because they're pretty.
I mean, they're pretty.
They are pretty. We'll give it that.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be really cool. And recently they just had a House Committee on Natural Resources meeting in Sandstone. Stauber was part of that.
Yeah, I think I did. I did watch some of that.
Did you watch that?
They had the rep or some senator from Montana, Wyoming again?
Wyoming.
Yeah, Wyoming.
Yep, Wyoming.
I forget who else was there.
Oh yeah, I forget too.
I mean, it was more of, the same that we've been hearing about. There was, I mean, from what I watched, I didn't hear anything groundbreaking or new.
No, definitely not. It was just kind of, to be honest, it was more lip service.
Well, it is. I mean, I get it. Yeah. They want to talk about it. It's a hot topic. Obviously we're going in the summer, so it's slowing down a bit, but at least somebody's still talking about it. And I'll give them credit for that.
Right.
Keep talking about it.
Yep. And then a few senators from Minnesota, or probably somebody from the House and then somebody from the Senate that talked. They had, it was a Lake of the Ozarks College, I believe.
Oh, yeah?
I'm pretty sure there was a guy there. And then, man, I guess I should have paid more attention to what was there.
Yeah, but I watched it. I mean, like you said, there was lots of lip service. I mean, there was some joking, blah, blah, about hockey teams and whatnot. But
yeah, they pretty much stated what we all know. Right. Obviously, Minnesota has a wolf problem.
Exactly.
And why are so many things once they get on the endangered species list, nothing comes off, blah, blah, blah.
Right. We get it. We know.
Yeah.
But I'll give credit for at least talking about it still.
Correct.
Because there's a lot of people that aren't. And it may be slowing down now, but come fall, it's going to be a hot topic again.
Oh, for sure. So hopefully the government will do what they need to do and get this passed through the Senate.
Right. If the Senate can pass it,
yeah.
Even if it doesn't get approved by the president, it sets a precedent.
It does.
Precedent.
Even
if the president doesn't sign it, which maybe he will if there's enough pressure. Who knows?
He might.
You can't read these people.
No, you don't. I mean, they say one thing this minute and
they'll do something other.
Exactly.
And why not give the states control of it?
Right.
Because every state is different.
For sure.
Like California, maybe they want to protect them, the 4 they have in the zoo.
Right.
And fine, great, good. But in Minnesota, we could use a little bit of management.
A lot of bit of management.
Right. Northern Minnesota, for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And then not only would it help us here in Minnesota, then obviously we're talking Wisconsin and Michigan, which we all need.
Well,
need a little bit more assistance.
Wisconsin, who cares about Wisconsin, really?
That is
Just
true.
Just kidding, cheeseheads. We love you. We know you got wolves too in northern Wisconsin. Anyway.
Yeah, northern Wisconsin.
I don't know if they have them in southern Wisconsin.
I doubt it.
Yeah, they just have Green Bay Packer fans down there.
Yeah, that's sad.
It is. But you got to do what you got to do.
Right.
Anyway, that was a joke, Wisconsin. Don't lynch us.
So that's kind of what most recent news is. But main thing, get out fishing.
Yeah, this is the weekend. The weather was looking better, and now it's saying it's going to rain on Saturday, which the heck? That one day it changed from sunny to storms, and I'll be in the Boundary Waters suffering, so you guys have no excuse. Get out in your fancy boats and get out there and do some fishing and share some pictures if you guys catch something cool.
Yes, share pictures of fishing. Turkey season. Yeah, share pictures of turkey.
I want to see some turkeys.
Deer, if you guys see, I don't know.
Kill any deer.
I haven't seen any. No, I haven't seen any bucks with, coming up.
I haven't even seen many pictures of sheds.
I haven't either, honestly.
I mean, people still do that, right? Are they inside playing video games? I don't know.
Maybe a little bit of both, but
right.
We had an article about shed hunting not that long ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
MDJ did.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be kind of cool. So, yeah. Post on our social media,
Yeah, anywhere you listen to this,
right.
Share your pictures of turkey. I'd love to see some turkey, especially in northern Minnesota.
Yes.
Because that's a growing sport up here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, exactly. And, just comments, anything like that, preferably positive comments,
Right.
I mean, if you want to put negative comments, then we'll just comment negatively back.
Yeah. We don't have that great of filters, so be careful.
No. Yeah, exactly. Be careful what you wish for.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and hopefully next time, we're looking at a few other good guests.
Yeah, I think we got somebody coming up from BHA, right?
Yeah. Aaron Haybison,
right,
is going to come up next week on the 15th, give or take.
Right.
Yeah. Well, actually, we'll record on the 15th. And
so 16, 17, somewhere.
Yeah. There. Yep. So next week we'll have him on. And then hopefully after that, fingers crossed, we'll have another good guest. APF.
APF would be cool.
Can we say it?
I don't know if we can yet.
Yeah,
we might have APF on.
We might have APF. We're working on it.
Yeah, we're working on a few cool ones. So,
that's another thing to comment. If you guys have any really cool guests or
any smart
maybe you
people
want to be on,
right, let us know.
A deer hunter, bear hunter, walleye fisherman guide, anything,
reach out.
Minnesota base would be preferred.
Well, yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, let us know. We'll consider it for sure.
Yeah, for the week, I think we're going to do wolves, whiskey, whitetails, wolves, whiskey, and walleyes.
Walleyes. I mean, I will be fishing this weekend, but it will not be for walleyes, but it'll be bass or northern. So I'll have maybe a story or two to tell next time.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure I won't have a story to tell.
Yeah, I'm hoping. We'll see what I see. Yeah. Maybe I'll see some wolves. I don't know.
Otherwise, get my boat out and get it stuck in the yard.
Boom.
Yep.
Something.
Cool. All right.
Well, thanks, I guess that's it for this week, guys. Check back in next week. We'll have a new guest and maybe some good fishing stories and turkey hunting stories.
Yeah. Good luck to you.
Appreciate it. Hopefully I come back alive.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I'm getting older. The Minnesota Deer Hunters Association and Wolf Dot Report proudly sponsor this podcast. However, please note that the opinions, topics, and guests featured may not necessarily align with the views, beliefs, goals, or mission of our sponsors.